Welcome to Courtside Moms. I'm your host, Wendy Sparks. Today, I have the fantastic pleasure of speaking to Mrs. Felicia Garland, the mother of Darius Garland of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius is also the son of former NBA player Winston Garland, who also played in the NBA for 8 seasons. So, Felicia, welcome to Courtside Moms, and thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it took us a little while to get here, but I feel so blessed that it's finally happening.
So do I.
So, we're here to talk about your baby boy, your superstar. So, tell me, where did Darius's love for the game begin? Was it his older brothers? Was it mom? Or was it dad?
A combination of all three, actually. Um,
Awesome.
we grew up a basketball family, just loving the game of basketball. And, my oldest son is 31. And then I had Darius. So it's a big gap between the two. And he has always, played with his brother and, of course, his dad. So that's where it actually came from. I had to scoop me in there a little bit too, but
Of course.
of
Of
course.
course. You have to listen. I don't care what anybody says. For us,
Hmm.
we play a big part
Very.
in, last night, my mom found an article from
Mm.
1990 in the newspaper in Montreal announcing that I'm about to play a game, an upcoming game in a couple of days. And I was like, huh, I'm going to post that because Kem can't say that he didn't get basketball from me. So,
Right.
at 1990, I think it was
Oh, wow.
February 3rd or something. Yeah. What was it like being mom to a high school superstar? Where at Brentwood, he won 4 state champions, won Tennessee Mr. Basketball 3 times in a row. He was a McDonald's All American. He played at the Jordan Brand Classics, the Nike Hoop Summit. I mean, at what point did the NBA become more than just a dream?
Well, Darius has always loved the game of basketball. And it's just something, since he was a little boy, he and his dad, outside we had a basketball court in our backyard. And he just always loved it. Always. It's been, I mean, for as long as I can remember.
Did he play AAU?
He did. He played with Nike on a Nike. Actually, he played. There was a team WACG. We all can go, and then he ended up playing with Bradley Bill Elite.
Right.
Yeah, with Nike. Hmm.
So was Bradley Beal a mentor to Darius before the NBA?
Yes, he was during his even during the college selections. He just talked to him and told him follow his heart, in which I've always told him that. He had several schools that were interested in him, and my husband told him, you will know. God will lead you in the right direction, and you will know where it's meant for you to be. And it was a blessing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, most families may not know this, but the college recruitment process, most of the times, heavily includes coaches selling the program to us,
Hmm.
the whole
Yeah.
family, right?
Yes.
So Vanderbilt must have done something special to win your son and your whole family over. So let's talk about that a bit.
Well, like I said, he had so many offers, and it was just a blessing. And there were some other schools that he was really interested in, and he really loved the program. But Vanderbilt, of course, was close to home. We were living in Tennessee at the time.
Right,
He did have two other friends that he went to high school with from junior high. When we first moved to Tennessee, they
right.
went to school together, and they ended up going to Vanderbilt
Okay.
playing football. And it was just, and then the education was top notch. You couldn't ask for anything better, and also we knew the coach from he's from Indiana, from Valparaiso, Indiana, where we're originally from, and they had a good connection. I remember Darius played in one of his camps when he was about 6, 7 years old, and yeah, it was almost a no brainer for him. It was his choice. We did talk. We just kind of laid everything out on the table, and he just felt that Vanderbilt was the place for him to go. And yeah.
You had said that you had a connection, which is your, to me, you're lucky to have that. I mean, I'm from Canada,
Mhm.
and going through this recruitment process with my son was completely different, where we had, you know what I mean? I had no knowledge of
Yeah.
what was going on in the schools in the US. You know, to me, never heard of half of them. They were all brand spanking new to me, although they were like big schools, big basketball programs. So I almost feel like I maybe had I been in the US, you know what I mean? Had I been cross border, then it would have been just an easier process for me. So
Yeah.
I'm just, so it, yeah. So when you said connection, I was like, yeah, that's something that I wish I would have had as a
Yeah.
parent, not knowing. I had no idea. I mean,
Right.
every letter that came through the mail was like, oh my God.
I know. Oh my God, it was so many, so many. Yeah, but he did. He just felt that Vanderbilt was the place for him, and it all worked out.
I'm just curious. Do you still have those other letters?
I do.
Me too.
A lot of them, because I think you have like a small box full of
Me
letters.
too.
You know, and then they send so many like really nice graphics, pictures of him, and and
Yeah.
it was the hype was just unreal in Tennessee for Darius to go to Vanderbilt. I mean, they had billboards and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Wow. Now your family's from originally from Gary, Indiana, right?
correct. Yes.
So how is that feeling in that community about this child from that community who is a possibility of going to the NBA? Because I know communities love to support.
Yeah, they have been amazing. Like my husband, he's from Gary, Indiana as
Mhm.
well. And, he played. So, and then after he got out, he moved back to Indiana, and he ended up coaching high school basketball. So,
Right.
and then he coached for the CBA as well. So, everybody knows him. Everybody knows Winston Garland and Gary, and they knew it was Winston Garland's son. So yeah, it was a lot of just the people just supporting, and him going back doing things for the city. So yeah, the support has been amazing.
Darius only played 5 games at Vanderbilt, and then he had the injury and tore his meniscus disc, and he had to undergo surgery. So at that point, was there ever concern of his stock would drop?
Of course. Yeah, it was. Yeah, at the time he hadn't chosen a an agency, and when you have an injury, of course you think, oh my God, he's going to drop. And we had to do what we had to do as far as the surgery. So of course we went through with the school and all
Right.
that. And then after, just talking with people, my husband have a lot of experience and connections, and so that helped a lot. And then we decided to just go ahead and let him withdraw from school, withdraw, so that he
Hmm.
can, you know, prepare for the draft. Um,
Yeah. I would
yeah,
not
that
know about
was
that.
interesting.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm like, wait a minute. His decision, or the family's decision to declare, came relatively early. I mean, as a freshman with so little NCAA experience behind him, what made your family feel that he was ready to go to the next step? Like, why not play another year?
Well, like I said, with the knowledge that my husband had, and just talking with people, the agencies, and his coach, his college coach,
Right.
um, just the way the NBA is trending as far as players, after their freshman year. We just, we all just felt that it was the best thing to do.
Right.
And yeah, and it all worked out.
Absolutely. I mean, the mock drafts had him projected fifth during his injury, and
Yeah.
that just stayed all the way. So I
Actually,
guess it,
actually they had him fourth. And
oh,
then and then,
my bad.
oh, no. And then, the trade with Anthony Davis to the Lakers. So that's how he dropped to fifth.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah, blessing.
Well, walk us through draft night. from the beginning to the end, from the time you got the letter, the invite to the green room, to the time you got home and went to bed. I want to know everything.
Oh my goodness. So, well, of course, when we got the letter, we were so excited. He ended up choosing Clutch Sports as his agency.
Right.
And then we just, our relationship with Rich is just amazing. And, they just prepared us for everything that was going to happen, how it was going to happen. And I have a large family. It's 6 children, and everybody's married with kids. And then I have a lot of close friends. Winston have a lot of close friends. His sister. So actually, we had about 60 people to come to the draft. But thank
That's all
God.
the tables.
No, they didn't sit at the tables. They
No, I know, I know.
So, and then so many people from Indiana, from Tennessee, his high school coach, his college coaches, and even the assistant coaches and their wives. And Darius is he's such a good kid. And I'm not, just bragging on my child, but everybody loves Darius, and it has
You're
been like
allowed.
for a long time. And so many people. I mean, it was actually I had to like turn down people. I'm like, we have enough. There's no more tickets. And yeah, but Clutch Sports, they helped organize all that, the buses and transportation and the rooms. And yeah, so that was amazing. So, and I'm not sure if you are aware, but New York, they were interested in Darius as well. So
Hmm.
we had given him a pre-draft party, and it was like a dinner at a
Right.
restaurant in New York. And Chicago Bulls wanted to see him, so they flew the doctor to New York to see him. He had to leave his party and go to his hotel so that they could check his knee out. And then he came back to the party, and so he ended up missing a lot of like media day and things like that because he had to work out with them, and then he had
Right.
to, how they do, they go and meet the owners and the coaches and stuff. So that was a bummer for him. He missed out on a lot of things that the other players got a chance to do because he had to meet with the team. And let's see what happened after then. So the day of the draft, it was just it was amazing. It was a day I'll never forget. Just seeing all the players and people and family, and
Right.
yeah. And then when we got there on the bus, hands, palms sweating, and you just don't know,
Yeah.
and then we got to the arena, and they had us sitting right there in the front. I'm like, oh God. So yeah, but it was amazing, just the whole experience. And they called his name, and my heart was just so overwhelmed, so full. It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, considering him
Right.
only playing 4 or 5 games and still going fifth in the draft. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, fifth. What kind of honor is that? You know
I,
what I mean? I
oh,
mean,
I tell people all the time, I just thank God and his agents, you know, God first and his agent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys signed with Clutch Sports, and that's the agency who represents LeBron James and Anthony Davis, just to name a few. So, what
Mhm.
is it like to be a part of that elite group?
They are just everyday people. That is the honest to God truth. They are.
Love that you said that.
They have just taken him up under their wing, and he goes to his house and hang out, and you know, Rich has just been awesome. Just he's just everyday guy and loves what he
Yeah.
do, and good at it.
Well, that's what people have to realize that they are just everyday people.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
Darius is a kid. He's Darius. You know what I mean? He's just that everyday kid.
Yeah,
With
even LeBron's. He talked about when he comes to his house. He had to think about it. He's outside playing with my kids. He said, well, I had to think about it. He's closer to my son's age than he is mine. They're outside playing basketball or on the video games, But
Wow.
yeah.
Not too many people can say that they hang out, chill, play video games with LeBron James. Not too many out there. I don't know. So, well, talk about a wild rookie year. I mean, a rebuilding team.
Oh,
COVID-19 brought the NBA hiatus, and then no bubble for the Cavs.
I know.
First, let's talk about that hiatus. What did you guys do during the hiatus?
Well, at the time we were still living we were in Cleveland, and we did, for I guess about 2.5 months, we just stayed there at home, went to the grocery store, and that was it. And we went, and then we started, I think, Mother's Day. Yeah, I just had to go to Indiana, and see my mom. So we drove there, and then we were back in Cleveland.
Well, how did you support Darius in such a long process? Other than your TikTok videos, because I saw them. I thought they were awesome. I was texting you like, Felicia, you go, girl.
That's it. Well, my oldest son lives with him,
Right.
so that helps a lot. And and we lived about let's say about a mile and a half away.
Mm-hmm.
So just talking to him, trying to keep him positive.
Yeah.
He started doing some things at home. Just my husband was on him. You got to stay in shape. You never know what may happen, and just trying to keep him positive. That was a lot your first year, and then everything comes to a complete halt. It was a lot for all of us. It still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, backing up a little bit, Darius made his first debut on October 23rd in Orlando.
Yeah.
Were you at his first game?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so was I. Yes, the whole Courtside Moms team was there. We went there. First, it was the Orlando Magic's home opener.
Uh-huh.
And also we went there to do some episodes. And it was just so surreal because I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm reading and I'm like, Darius played Cam on his debut. That's fantastic.
Yes, actually, because my sister and her family was there. My brother, I have a brother that lives in Florida, and all of us went, my niece and her husband. Yeah, it was nice.
Wish I knew you were there.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's okay. I didn't know either. I didn't know until I was researching this, so it's okay.
Okay.
I should have asked. I should have known better from when we met in New York. We were talking about always calling each other for games, but I guess I was so preoccupied. But
Yeah.
anyhow, enough about me. What was that like seeing Darius play his first time in the NBA?
It was amazing. It was amazing. My heart was so full. And then we were in Orlando at this huge arena, and yeah, it was just his dream came true. This is something that he's been dreaming for a very long time.
But all that time he hadn't played, correct?
No, no, he hadn't played, and he was, a little winded. They had to work with him. He was out of shape, and but yeah, he did pretty good though at that game, even though they
Yes.
lost. But he did good. We were proud of
Yeah,
him.
he played quite a few minutes.
Yeah,
I don't remember, somehow somewhere in the high 30s. So good for him.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
he started almost all games this year.
59.
Yeah,
59, Mom. He sure did.
I know. It's like wow. Yeah,
I mean, come on now. Here you have this child who, he plays AAU, he plays high school, he plays only 5 games in NCAA, and then
yeah.
he goes right to the NBA and he's a starter.
Isn't that something?
It is something. I can only imagine how proud yourself and your husband must
Yeah,
have been, because it's like, I guess, is Winston like reliving this dream again?
he is.
Yes.
Yes, he's loving it. Yeah, we
So
all are.
What differences do you see in the NBA back when your husband played to now with Darius?
Well, actually, my husband and I, we weren't together at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, we were not. So, yeah, I don't know.
So yeah. So it's like no differences. Yeah.
No, actually, it's so funny. Winston and I dated in high school,
Oh,
and then,
awesome.
kind of went our separate ways. And then we ended up back together, and it's been 21 years now.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, not too many people, not too many women out there can say that they were the wife of a former NBA player and a
Mhm.
mom.
Right. Player. Yeah.
There's not that many.
Yeah.
Okay. So Darius is your son, but to others, he's an NBA player.
Hmm.
As your son first, how do you keep him level headed? As he's achieved so much more than most people have achieved in an entire lifetime.
You know, um, Darius, he's like me. He's a late bloomer. And he's just, you know, like with me, I have a little shyness about myself. Some people say they can't see it, but it is there, trust me. And, excuse me. And I think he does too. He's just he's always been just an average. I mean, he doesn't nothing fazed him. He doesn't let things go to his head. When he goes home, he still hang out with, you know, the guys he went to elementary school with, and they've been
Yep.
friends ever since.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just tell him, just be you, and that's who he is. Yeah.
I was, what I love about Darius is that when you look at his videos and stuff, he's always very positive and he's always smiling. And he, and when I was looking at that, I'm like, look at Felicia. Like, he's to me, he's just so pleasant. Like he's just like you. Like you,
Yeah. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So, what are your expectations now for Darius for the next season or the upcoming season, I should say?
Well, I think we all expect him to, um, continue to grow as a young man, and as a player. And I really believe this year will be better for him. He's in shape, and he's gotten a lot stronger. And I just pray. I can't expect, but I just pray that he will do well and show what he's capable of doing. Last year he did, but he didn't. It was okay. It was a great year,
Yeah.
but we know that he's capable of much more.
Of course he is. I
Yeah.
mean, at the end of the day, he's a rookie, right? So he has to
Right.
find his groove and he has to just get into it. And it takes time. I mean, it doesn't help that halfway through the season, everything just came to an abrupt end,
Yeah. And
right?
then
So,
considering the fact, when he first started, he was kind of thrown. I mean, it's almost like he was a teenager thrown into this grown man's world.
right.
And it was a lot. It was a lot mentally. And then, like you said, the team, they didn't make the bubble, so they weren't, they were rebuilding and didn't do as well as they, of course, wanted to. And with him not being used to losing, I mean, like he said, he can count on one hand how many games they lost in 4 years. Yeah, that was I think that was tough for him. I know it was. It was tough for
Yeah.
us too,
Yeah.
but
Of
I know
course.
it'll get better.
But I'm imagining by now he understands that he's playing at a different level now. It's not the same. This is not Brentwood Academy. This is not Vanderbilt. No, this is the NBA. You know what I mean? It's not the same. You know what I mean? You can be the superstar in high school and AAU and everything, but then when you get to the league, it's like, hold on a second.
Right.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. So yeah, he understands that. And my husband always told him, don't get used to losing. Whatever you do, do not get used to losing. And,
Absolutely. That's
uh,
great advice.
yeah,
That's,
yeah,
everything we do is a mindset, right? You know what
exactly.
I mean? You speak, and what you speak usually is what you do.
Yeah,
So you think yourself as a champion, and then you are a champion. You become a champion. You don't think anything less.
correct.
And Darius seems like that person that everything. a lot of the things I was watching, he was like, no, I face that adversity. I'm ready to go. He's young, right? So he's at that age now. He's like, I will do anything. You just put me on the court and I'm ready to go. I'm good. Like, just get me there. And so, you know what I mean? It's good that he's, you know what I mean? He's rebuilding as well. So
Right.
he's learning, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and hopefully the Cavs will be in a different place moving
Yeah,
forward in the next season, which is about to start soon.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yeah, are you? We'll be back by then.
I don't know if we'll be able to go to the games though, but still, just to see it. I enjoyed watching the bubble.
Did you? Oh, okay. You watched some of the games in the bubble. Did he watch some of the games?
Oh God, yes, yeah. That was entertainment, for everybody who loved basketball.
Does he ever watch other players, or does he have a favorite player that he just watches and learns new techniques to make himself better?
He has always said he pretty much watch all point guards,
Sure.
how they play. He do talk about Damian Lillard a lot,
Yes.
Steph Curry, um, and of course his dad, who was a point guard as well.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I was watching a couple of interviews, and it's just awesome to
Yeah.
see he and his dad, and they're both so proud, you know. What I mean? And they both talk about their experiences, and I like it because Darius, you know what I mean, he has little experience, and then you have your husband that has a lot of experience, and they compare it, and I think it's awesome, and it's good because he has that living mentor, you know what I mean? It's not that often that you know someone who actually lived the experience,
Right.
right? There's difference when you're just talking on the phone or you're reading, but when you actually have somebody that you can just call down the hall to
Yeah.
and ask, like, what's this experience, or what does this mean, or who do I talk to? I mean, there's a lot of players out there that they don't have that.
Right.
They
Yeah.
don't know where to go.
And his dad tells him all the time, nothing's changed, just maybe the money from when he played.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That makes a difference.
yeah, that's it.
Felicia, I just love talking to you today.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so much. I'm so happy that this moment is finally here.
We finally got here. I'm so sorry, all the adversity.
No,
that went.
no, it's a part of life.
Yeah.
But before I let you go, I ask this in all the interviews. What advice would you give to an NCAA parent whose child is an up and coming prospect?
During, like I said, during Darius's, his time, like, choosing his college and then going straight to the NBA. Of course, our situation was totally different from most. But the main thing I would say is, and we tell people all the time, just keep your circle close. Just keep your circle close, because you'll have so many people. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has something to say. Oh, you should do this, do that. You keep your circle close, and you decide what's best for your family, because it's
Right.
not just your son, it's your family. It's a family situation. Yeah.
And not the extended families, right? That just come out of the bushes.
Cousins,
Yeah.
cousins.
Like not even 3 times removed, 9 time removed. You're
Right.
like, you don't
Yeah.
even have the same last name. You don't even spell it the same. Get out of here. But
Yeah.
no, that is awesome advice, and I think that's the number one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we tell parents to guide our children and protect our children, but that circle sometimes is what can make or break you as a
Exactly.
player and as a family, right? Because there's a lot of families out there that just kept that circle big, and it's not good. It's not a good situation, right?
Right. It's probably not even a circle anymore.
Yeah,
You
you know
know,
what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah. They're just a lineup for the next episode of 30 for 30 Broke.
You're right. Yeah.
Felicia, thank you so much for coming on Courtside Moms, and we'll
Thank
talk.
you for having me.
Absolutely. We'll talk very soon.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, love.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Courtside Moms and make sure you subscribe to the podcast.